Alright, yeah, it does look like we're all set and ready to go. So, the day we have been waiting for when patch 4.5 launched has arrived. And even though I'm not going to be able to see any of your guys' chat because YouTube is having one of those days, we're still going to be enjoying the launch of the game's 16th different class. A class that's been highly anticipated since it was introduced or given with the details last year during the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival in America. And so now everyone's in a hurry to see what all the noise is about. And since these sorts of things with new classes coming into the game require a change in attire, I thought it was appropriate that I change for the occasion myself. So, just before coming on the air, I made it a point to get myself a little DLC because, as it turns out, this is going to be pretty helpful for what we're going to be doing. And so, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here at Navarre Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. Today I'm here in Limsa Lominsa with our Warrior of Light, Corinne Loren, decked out in the Fairy Tale Princess outfit because this little piece of gear is actually going to be very useful because it's one of the few DLC pieces of gear that you can get for yourself that actually gives you buffs to your stats as well as an experience bonus. So this is going to be very handy for what it is we're going to be doing here today. So, hello there to Emily, Karubi, Miguel, Ichigo, Elizabeth, and to everyone else that's here with us. Sorry, like I said, sorry if I cannot see you in the chat, but rest assured I know you are here and that you are with us. So, why don't we go ahead and see what the new class of the game is all about. Let's go over here to this one particular member of the Yellow Jackets, the equivalent of the Wood Whalers here in Limsa Lominsa, and we're going to speak with this zealous Yellow Jacket, this female Mikote, for the level 50 challenge entitled Out of the Blue. A Yellow Jacket in need is a Yellow Jacket indeed. You there, would I be right in guessing you're an adventurer? If so, I have a request to make. We've had reports of some charlatan claiming to be a Blue Mage, whatever that's supposed to be. He could be a blue-ass wolfrat for all I care, but I hear he's selling so-called soul crystals to adventurers for a tidy sum. Apparently they're meant to give the holder all sorts of mystical powers, which is a load of chocobo shite according to a dozen or so dissatisfied customers. You see, spells and whatnot are not really my field of expertise, which is why I want you to help me investigate. I need you to tell me whether these crystals are the genuine article. If they turn out to be fakes, I'll arrest them on charges of fraud and you will receive fair payment for your assistance. And if by some miracle end up doing what he claims, you might be able to pick up a power trick or two. So, are you in? We'll be in after I take Emily's party invite. Very good. We've received word he's haranguing passers-by near Summerford Farms. I'll meet you there. It looks like this lady who's next to me also chose to dress appropriately for the occasion. Too bad she doesn't know what I do. Alright, so off we go to Summerford Farms in Middle Lano. Hey Mira, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us. And for those of you wondering, I did start working on this with Mathia this morning. I got him up to level 13, and with the help of Lou, I was able to learn some of the locations of the things that were going to be required to do as part of this experience. But for now, we need to go where this particular person of interest is. And so, off we go. Yeah, it's not often you get to see me emerging from Summerford Farms. Yeah, the zealous Yellow Jacket is going to be right over here. Conveniently hiding behind this level 50 hunt monster. Yeah. Marinette, what happened to you? Did you get akumatized? Well, anyway, let's speak with the Yellow Jacket. You got here just in time. He looks like he's about to make his pitch. Yeah, let's see what it's all about. And so, as we bide our time... Yeah, there's what's going on. A whole bunch of treasure chests and a whole bunch of people talking. A striking dummy. And this guy in the foreground. With glasses, no doubt. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. The name's Martin, and today I present to you a wonder of the new world. I call it Blue Magic. So what's it all about? Beyond the Indigo Deep live the Wakali, who have their own unique brand of spellcasting. Like black and white magic, it draws on ether from our surroundings, but that's where the similarities end, my friends. Well, they're certainly in a more unique get-up than he was. I'm sure you've seen all wild creatures lashing out with fire, ice, and whatever have you. It is a form of self-defense, see, but it's still magic. The Wallaki discovered how to harness ether in the same way and wield the forces of nature. Yeah, even if it means taking a bad breath from a marble. But how, I hear you cry? It's simple. You have to attune your mind to the instincts of the beast. When a creature is driven to attack, you can see into its soul. When you overcome it in battle, you absorb some of its ether and make its power your own. Of course, it's not as easy as picking fights with the local wildlife. But my Wallaki mentors taught me well, and now it's my turn to teach you. Although I'm sure your knowledge is fairly rudimentary. Behold, the power of blue magic! So yeah, it starts showing off some of his fancy techniques, with all those blue diamonds surrounding him. Yeah, he's even got laser eyes. By the 12, did you see that? Oh, I thought you'd be impressed. Now, before anyone asks why it's called blue magic, let me tell you. For the Wallaki, this color holds special meaning. Sacred even. And seeing as this ain't white or black magic, it seemed like the perfect fit. I suppose you're also all wondering what you need to become a blue mage like me. Yeah, just one of these. Well, for starters, you'll be wanting one of these. A sword crystal. And don't forget a specially designed outfit to help you look the part. I'll even throw in one of these spellbooks, personally penned by yours truly, containing everything you need to know about learning blue magic. I've got enough for all of you, but you better snap them up before it's too late. Yeah, any takers? Well, they do seem interested. Are you lot really that dense? Can't you see he's playing you for fools? Who goes there? Oh, it's a woman. Sorry. Drive the beast to attack. More like run headlong into battle with only a silly blue costume for its protection. Of course, no one can claim it's fraud when they're at the bottom of some creature's belly. Yeah, now they have their doubts. But then, yeah, who are these two? Yeah, some Mamul Jah have wandered from the Wanderer's Palace to pay us a visit. We feast on your flesh, smooth skins. Your gods cannot save you now. Yeah, all of you stay back. Yeah, allow me. Yeah, spurt some bubbles at them. And even send some mortar fire out of his hands. Oh, and he's not done. Yeah. No more, please spare us! I never stood a chance. Fuck all this swords and shields nonsense. I'm giving Blue Magic a try. Yeah. And even the skeptic has to be impressed with what she saw. And so away go all the happy customers. And so does he. Well, now that we saw what we've seen, there's definitely some fishing going on down here, and the arrival of those mumble job was a little too tiny for my liking. Come on, let's see where it goes next. Very well. Yeah, it turns out someone else may be interested, and they're wearing plaid pants. So yeah, we followed him over here. Looks like he's heading for the Robbie Dry Docks. Follow me. Alright, then I will meet you there. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have a traveling companion. So yeah, she's gonna be right over here. Hello there, young lady. According to one of the guards, this Martin character has been skulking around the docks for the last few days. Apparently, he's been begging for leftovers from the mess hall. Considering that he's making Gil hand over fist with gullible adventurers, this strikes me as more than a little odd. Anyway, he was last spotted making his way to the Salt Strand. Let's go! And so we shall follow. Because, just as we are, the noble Corinne, the warrior of light, requires a valiant steed to ride. And so we'll head on over where the Salt Strand is located, which is right around here. And conveniently, there's a fate nearby, but hopefully we will not have to put up with it. I mean, I can see all the people around here are also clamoring for the interest in the blue magic. Now, where's the... Yeah, there's the yellow jacket, phasing in. Just as I suspected, he's up to no good. Why else would he come all the way to a place like this? Let's find out. Guess who's over there? Yeah, remember those Mamul Jaw? And how creepy their eyes are? Martin, you said you'll be less violent this time, but that was very violent! Very violent indeed! It all adds to the realism, and you lads did a great job. Your gods cannot save you now? Nice improvisation. That one bloke damn near shot himself. I think we've seen enough. Me too. Yeah, we're going in for the kill. Hello there. Hold it right there. I'm placing you under arrest on the charges of fraud. You're like, say what? Fraud? This is all a big misunderstanding. Yeah, we're not buying it. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. The game's up. And the same goes for you two. I knew you were in cahoots from the very beginning. As for those crystals, I was about as convinced by them as I was by your acting. Say what you will about our sales technique, but there's nothing dodgy with the merchandise. Oh, really? I'll have you know I poured my heart and soul into those crystals, and the spellbooks explain how to learn the magic. It ain't my fault if the buyers can't be asked to read them. And if you're thinking about clapping me in irons over the outfits not providing enough protection, I can assure you that they were tailored especially with the needs of Blue Mage in mind. I'll admit I had to cut a few corners to keep the cost down, but still. Yeah, what a cheap ass. It all boils down to whether the soul crystals are genuine or not. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you try this blue magic of his? Yeah. Stop. It's the responsibility of the Warrior of Light to be called to action. Come on, miss, don't be shy. Once you've learned your first spell, you'll know I ain't pulling your leg. I'll even let you borrow one of the outfits. Hey there, Lou. Welcome. Yeah. I'll take one of those. So this is how a level 1 Blue Mage dresses. Oh yes, very fetching. While you've been getting changed, Latu Jar and Gahil Jar have been luring over a nice cooperative baby kraken to teach you water cannon. The bait's been laid, so someone should turn up any moment now. Hey there, Sabrina. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Yeah. Speaking of the squid in question. Run away! Run away! That's a bit on the big side, lads. Yeah, what do? Not to worry, all you have to do is give it a few looks with a partisan blue magic focus, or stick if you prefer, and our tentacle friend will return to the favor, by firing possibly painful jets of water you. Oh, and try not to die. How reassuring. Yeah, like, really? Okay, alright, whatever. Like, Corinne's been involved in many battles as a Warrior of Light, how hard could this be? Yeah, so I'll just beat with my stick, while this thing gives me a shower. Yeah, so not only will I be trying to learn this magic, but I'll be completely chafed. Yeah. Still trying to get him to do what we need him to do. And so after being soaked head to toe, he disappears. And that's pretty much it. Wow, impressive. Impressive. After that little escapade, you should be able to fire your very own water cannon. By the by, you don't, strictly speaking, need to be struck by the magic you're trying to learn. But that'll probably happen whether you want it to or not. In some cases repeatedly, as long as you're the one the beast's after, his power should be yours. Assuming you can defeat it. You see, this is what most people don't realize about becoming a Blue Mage. When you start out, you're like a blank slate. It takes a fair amount of bravery, to stare these creatures down and look into their souls. It's a shame that not all of my customers have your determination, but that's hardly grounds for calling me a fraud. Can I use it right now? You don't think he's telling the truth, do you? And he's like, I don't know. And he just shrugs us like, whatever. Now that's settled, I'll be having my wares back if you don't mind. And so now we've got it going on. Of course, we're not required to stay in the outfit we were in. And it looks like the rain is starting to fall now. Alright there, Martin. What's that? You still don't believe me? To be honest, miss, I don't know what more I can do. Tell you what, why don't I give you a soul crystal, outfit, and spellbook for free? That way, as a fully fledged Blue Mage, you can act as living proof of my innocence. Sound fair to you? I guess. So we'll go ahead and take 24,000 experience points, and since I did choose a warrior class that was level 50 but not level 70, I will be getting those points, and as well as the Blue Mage Soul Crystal, the weapon known as Rainmaker, a set of true blue attire which we'll never use, and the water cannon ability, the first one we got. Yeah, and I know what you're wondering, like, I'll never use it? Well, I'll explain why when we get along here. So now let's go ahead and get ourselves set up for the roll by, first of all, equipping the fancy little stick. But I may need to drop some stuff out of my inventory. In fact, I pretty much need to. Because yeah, I'm going to be going from level 50 all the way down to level 1. And like I said, I won't need to be wearing the Blue Mage outfit that he gave me because of this bonus that I'm wearing with this outfit that I got through DLC earlier. This thing allows me to have a 30% experience boost whenever I'm equipped with this entire outfit. So this is going to be helping me out a lot. In addition to... Oh, damn it. Am I about to get killed off? Nope, thankfully I'm not, but... Yeah, get that out of here, please. You're gonna get people killed. So yeah, all told, I will get a 90% experience boost right out of the gate. And that's not including the extra experience that I'm going to be getting from the Squadron Battle Manual, which will be another 15% in total. And on top of that, I'll also munch on a couple of sesame cookies, which is another 3% experience boost. So all told, we are going to be starting out very strong, very fast. So now, let's go ahead and speak with Martin to take on our level 1 Blue Mage challenge entitled Blue Leading the Blue. Martin's freedom hangs in the balance, and only you can prove his innocence. Well, I suppose you better show this yellow jacket that getting smacked about by a mad kraken wasn't a waste of time after all. Just aim at lateral jaw and fire off a water cannon. I guess we can do that. If anyone knows how a proper blast feels, it's him. God knows he's been on the receiving end enough times. This is only way! I guess it is. So, first of all, before we can actually use water cannon, we need to equip it. So, that's where the Blue Mage spellbook comes in. We need to highlight it, then set it to hotbar, and then we can officially use it. So, take this. Painful yet refreshing. Refreshing yet painful. See? I was telling the truth, wasn't I? Yeah, it turns out you were. Well then, we best be going. It's been a pleasure. Not so fast, you blue-haired twit. I'll admit the spell worked as you said it would, but you can't sell those soul crystals without adequately explaining the risks. It's irresponsible. Some might even call it deliberately neglectful. You're not under arrest from this day forth. You are strictly forbidden from peddling any more of your wares. If I hear you sold so much as a blue handkerchief, I will hunt you down and throw you behind bars. Yeah. Oh no! And so on this day, it turns out that yellow has defeated blue. For your aid in the investigation, you have my thanks. Fare you well. And so this female Mikote Yellow Jacket takes her leave, leaving Martin to sulk in the rain. I don't bloody believe it, just as I was beginning to turn a half-decent profit. Well, well, that was quite the show, darlings. Who goes there? Yeah, remember the plaid pants? Neither black nor white magic, but something new entirely. Blue magic. Yes, it's sure to draw a crowd as if amply demonstrated. And who might you be? The name's Royce, and I manage the Celestium in Ordar. It's an arena where daring young souls such as yourselves perform feats of bravery for the audience. Unlike the Colosseum, the vast majority of the entertainment pits man against beast, with matches being brought to an end before either side suffers any serious injury. While our patrons revel in the thrill of combat, acts of wanton brutality and bloodshed are considered distasteful. Rather than savagery and slaughter, our appeal lies in the personas that our participants assume to add a touch of drama to the proceedings. However, I'm not one to settle for a mere modicum of success. My goal is to make the Celestium renowned the world over, and to that end, I've been searching for something truly unique. And that is when word of this blue magic of yours reached my ears. And so you just happen to be out for a stroll in Limsa Lominsa? Martin, my blue bundle of crowd-pleasing wonderment, how would you like to be the very first contestant to the Masked Carnival? It'll be an event pitting your magic against a host of bestial foes. Listen, this is serious stuff. I didn't go through all the trouble of learning all these spells to entertain a bunch of gawping spectators. You could go in jail if you want. Paying spectators, my dear? Some of them are quite wealthy, in fact, and you stand to earn a lot of coin. Now you're talking my language. Of course she is. I say, darling, where are you going? I was about to make you the same offer. Like, really? I hate to burst your bubble, love, but my apprentice here has barely taken the first step on the road to becoming a Blue Mage. Wouldn't want her meeting a grizzly end in the middle of your arena, would we? Yeah, exactly. What would you say, like, once I learn some more blue magic, I'll win for sure, or can I use something besides these piss-poor spells? I think that would rather defeat the purpose. If I only needed warriors to triumph over the pit fiends, I would have more than enough already. It's blue magic or nothing, I'm afraid. If you're not confident in your abilities, I don't mind waiting until you're ready for battle. Perhaps you could oversee her training between matches? Training? That weren't part of the deal! Oh, I'm not asking you to do it for free, my dear. Quite the contrary. You'll pay me for that too? Consider it done! Yeah, he's gonna get loaded. That's what I like to hear, Martin. Let's get you to Uldar for your costume fitting. Come along. Yeah, don't worry about a costume fitting from me, I'm good. Oh, I have to wear a costume as well? I've got a bad feeling about this. Maybe you should. So yeah, up he goes with his Mamulja friends. And we have to join them in Uldar. So away we go. Hey there, Zen. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. A smarter version of Hildebrand. Well, that's one way of putting it. So yeah, we need to make our way over to the Weaver's Guild, which is the closest place that is to where the Celestium is. We're basically going to the same area where we take Black Mage quests, the Sacrarium. And since there'll be a lot of people there, it's going to take quite some time for stuff to load in. Alright, off to the Sacrarium. And it's also raining over here, too. Seems like a huge storm has swamped the area. Yeah, Royce, come on. Focus. It just occurred to me that I never asked you whether you want to actually take part in the Masked Carnival. Are you willing to endure Martin's training regime in preparation for the greatest performance of your life? Yeah, you want to become a Blue Mage and enter the Masked Carnival? Of course we do. You made the right choice, my dear. I have high hopes for you. And so as we're chilling out here in the rain, as for your illustrious mentor, I believe he should be ready to make his grand entrance any moment now. There he is. Decked out like a matador. I'll be honest with you, it's a bit more extravagant than what I'm used to. Color's not bad, I suppose. You look marvelous, my dear. Everyone, feast your eyes on the Great Azuro! If you want to focus on the Great Azuro, you can focus on the Azure Dragoon, which is what Corinne is. What's that supposed to mean? Well, nothing really, but it lends a certain degree of panache to your stage persona. No offense, darling, but the Great Martin doesn't have quite the same ring to it. You'll be playing the role of an enigmatic nobleman who is deigned to grace the Celestium with his outlandish magics. I don't know if he's necessarily down with this. Oh, where are my manners? I never asked your name. That's right, you didn't. There's a lot of things you haven't bothered to ask me. Corinne. We should come up with something a little more inspiring before you step into the arena. Ah yes, I have some information concerning you two gentlemen. As you may have heard, Uldar has a law that bans members of most beast tribes from entering the city. It was mainly to keep out goblin merchants, you see. I had poured over, well, had someone else pour over the documents, and it seems there is no mention of the Mamul jar whatsoever, meaning you are free to stay as long as you please. And they're like, alright! Well, with that, I think my work here is done for the time being. Martin, I leave Corinne in your presumably capable hands. Best of luck! I'll admit, I didn't think this is how things would turn out, but what's life without a few surprises, eh? So it looks like I'll be guiding you on the path of becoming a Blue Mage. I get the impression you're no stranger to getting up close and personal with fearsome beasties, but when it comes to mastering the Wallachi's techniques, you've got a long way to go. I guess. It's the creatures themselves who'll be doing all the teaching, though, and the spellbook will point you in the right direction. Of course, I wouldn't be much of a mentor if I just said, come back when you've got a few more spells under your belt. Seems like you need something specific to aim for. Tell you what, why don't you start by learning Blood Drain? And who knows, it might even come in handy. Oh, it nearly slipped my mind. What's that? There are field spells that you can only learn from creatures in the New World. Luckily for you, Gahil-Jar has brought with him a fine selection of totems infused with their aether to save you the trip across the Indigo Deep. No getting your hands dirty fighting off fiends. Just absorb the aether and the magic is yours. Naturally, we're not going to give them just to you since you're only still a novice. Wouldn't you want you biting off more than you can chew? When you think you're ready, talk to Gahil-Jar. I'll explain how that works in a moment. Gahil-Jar is very impressed by Corinne's bravery when Kraken appeared. Now Corinne must impress with skills as Blue Mage if you want these totems. And so, you heard the man. There's a whole world of spells waiting for you, so go and start learning. And so, we gain our first 100 experience points as a Blue Mage, as well as 459 gil. And so there we go. So, he mentioned, Martin mentioned the totems here that we can get from Gahil-Jar. There is a restriction on when you can get them. You get your first totem from him when you get 5 abilities learned as a Blue Mage, and then every 5 after that. And the totems that he gives you with the additional abilities do count towards the total. So, since he wants us to learn Blood Drain, I know exactly where we can go learn it. We're going back to Limsa Lominsa. And hello to all the viewers who are joining us here tonight for the intro of Blue Mage. Make sure to leave a like on this stream, as well as subscribing if you haven't done so. And please use social media to let people know what's going on. Facebook, Twitter, Discord, whatever you've got. And let people know all about the arrival of the Blue Mage to Final Fantasy XIV. So since we're in Limsa Lominsa, we're going to make the quick run over to the Tempest Gate. Since the Aetheryte in Lower Eorzea is far away from where Limsa Lominsa is, it's faster for us to go the way that we're currently going. So, since I have the Fairy Tale Princess outfit on this DLC, and I get additional buffs from the enemies that I fight, I'm going to skip a whole bunch of these enemies and go take on a higher level one right out of the gate. Yeah, no level 1s, 2s, 3s, or even a 4. We're going to start out by fighting a 5. This is strictly to get myself some more experience, because what I need to fight in order to get Blood Drain is around level 7. So yeah, we're not going to fight anything within the first 4 levels because my stats are so high. What we need to do now is find the appropriately leveled enemies. Then Tiny Mandragoras will be a good start. So, let's start soaking them with a bunch of water cannons. I mean, they're already getting water from the rain, but why stop there? We take them out, and just like that, I gain 2 levels. Thank you, insanely copious, large experience buffs. And take that. But yeah, as you can see, I'm going to lose my rest bonus in a hurry. But we might as well milk it for what it's worth. Close to level 5, but not quite there. So we'll keep on going. And so now we're level 5. We'll continue to kill off Mandragoras. Oh, where do you think you're going? Yeah, he saw his friend die and he wants to run away, trying to hide behind the grass, but no, I see you. You're gonna get more water as a plant than you ever thought you were gonna get in your life. Alright, let's move up a little. Since we're at level 6 now. Yeah, I told you this was not gonna take long, as far as leveling is concerned. Alright, let's step up to some level 7 Wild Dodo. Now, these Dodos do have an ability, but it's not the one I need. And go ahead and pick on a few more. Yeah, we're gonna gain levels very fast. Yeah, he has Foul Stench, but Foul Stench, as far as I know, is not an ability we can gain as Blue Mage. There are a total of 49. Some can be gained in the field, some can only be gained in dungeons. There we go, level 7. So we want to run, in order to get Blood Drain, to this mine, where we see that there are some cave bats. These are the things we need to kill if we want to gain the Blood Drain ability. So hit him with a water cannon, and now we'll just bide our time and wait for this cave bat to use the Blood Drain. Yeah, as you'll see, I'm not using any abilities, but yeah, there he goes using Blood Drain. Now, I'm going to try and get myself to get the cave bat to use this as much as possible before I kill it off. Because it is a percentage of how many times the enemy uses the ability on you that ultimately determines whether or not you'll get it. So it's not 100%. But I better start doing my thing, because it looks like this guy might try and steal my bat. Oh no, he's focusing on one of his own. But we'll see if I got it or not. We got it. Action learned. We got Blood Drain. So now that Blood Drain is in my list of books, or in my list of spells in my book, yeah, this was required to complete the level 10 Blue Mage quest. And you'll know I said level 10 because, unlike the other Realm Reborn abilities, where you start at level 1 and then challenges take place at level 5, 10, 15, etc. It starts at 1, and then it goes 1, 10, 20, 30, etc. So let's go ahead and add Blood Drain to our hotbar, and we're all set. So we can at the very least attempt the level 10 quest. Before we do, though, I'm going to make a run over to Central Thanlin, because there is an ability that I know can be obtained. Yeah, also, whenever you actually gain an ability, you gain experience points for getting it. Oh, that's been debunked. And I know somewhere around here should be able to find what I'm looking for. It's probably around where this fate is. But I won't gain anything on the fate. Wherever it is. What's going on? Is there just so many people around here that it's taking a while for the stuff associated with the fate to spawn? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I know what's going on. Yeah, I'm standing in the wrong spot. And I'm also stuck. Now, where were those things that Luz showed me earlier? Here we go. These shell sweepers. The shell sweepers can give me an ability too. Looks like a whole bunch of people want a piece of them. So we'll go ahead and help ourselves to one. Which is right over here. Oops. Yeah, over here, you. Yeah, so now I need to get him to use an AoE. Which is this. Hey Nia, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Oh, you're avoiding parties right now? Well, that'll probably happen for the first few days that Blue Mage is out. He doesn't seem to be interested in using it again. Plus, he is legit damaging me. Oh, now the fate's activated. Oh, crap. And I am in wrong place at wrong time. I need to run. And I did not get credited. I'm going to be forced to fight this thing. And I don't think I'm going to get any help. Yeah, this fate just spawned, and I doubt I'm going to get assistance. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty much assured that it won't go down like that. Yeah, because now I have the Kakiran chasing me, but I need to get out of the fate so I can heal. Go away! I'm out of the fate circle! Quit chasing! Yeah, quit chasing! Go back from whence you came! Alright, let's try this again. At the very least, we'll have quite a few of these guys to get me to try and cast Phase. Hey, Elsanth, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Alright, he's coming in, so I better just attack. Didn't get the ability. Now let's see how long this takes us. I'm kind of flirting with disaster here. Oh, crap. I should probably just kill you. before I die. Still haven't learned. At least there's no shortage of the shell sweepers. Yeah, everyone's more interested in finding the shell sweepers than they are the main focus of this particular fate. Now, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Ah, crap, stuck in the barricade. Let's see if I can get him to cough up one of acquire. Because yeah, there's gonna certainly be no shortage of these guys. Come on, give me another. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can back off. This one's taken. Wow, I'm not really having much luck with these guys. Nope, got snatched. I'll pick up fight with you then. And drag you over here. Do your thing. Thank you. Oh, you spawned a friend. You spawned a friend. I better do this now. Oh, got it. I can bail. I can run. Alright. I know I don't need to be hit by the spells. Okay, where can I go next? Well, obviously I need to go where there's more experience. Don't think there's any out this way, though. Could be wrong, but it looks like everything's 7 over here. Alright, fine. We'll just go ahead and... Well, first of all, since I've yet to properly use this ability, Phase, stuns all enemies that come before you. And a hotbar? Alright, Hammer Beak. Yeah, let's see how much fun you and I will have. Especially since you're incapacitated the way you are. Oh, I got credit for the fate! Eventually, someone actually killed the fate enemy. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, then. Where can I go for higher stuff? Well, probably Horizon's a good place. Since stuff around there is going to be 10. And I do need 10 before I can take on the next quest with Martin. Yeah, that was just completely random. What were those things? They were birds. Now, there aren't going to be any enemies nearby here where I can gain an ability. I'm just grinding for EXP. I can continue to keep grinding for more abilities when there's a better opportunity to do so. So let's fight some level 10s. Yeah, it's too bad Cold Gaze is not an ability. Oh, and he resisted it. Well, actually, there is an ability I can learn here. Yeah, I actually walked into an area where people are really mad because of the fact that there's a certain ability that can be gained here, not that far from where I am. But as it stands right now, a lot of people are obviously trying to do this all wrong. There's the gain. Good damage, terrible people. Before you get too far... Ah, he resisted. Oop, look out. Yeah, that's getting fancy. Anyway, you're dead. Ren's level 9. I don't know. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna see if I can possibly get this to work. If nothing else, I'll probably get another level or two. But the enemy that shows up here for this particular enemy is like really low, and it's a specific one. Yeah, you can see there are lots and lots of people here just killing whatever they see. So yeah, probably not a good time to get this. Yeah, it's a killing field around here. Yeah, watch out, dude. Alright, that's another 2,500. Yeah, no one's here for the main reason. Oh, yep, there we go. But yeah, since someone beat me to it, he's gonna get it first. Or it'll just die. And sadly, I don't get credit for experience because of the situation that's currently existing here. Alright. Yeah, I'll just pick on you, Peists. You'll give me enough to experience to get me to 10. Also, I was facing the wrong way. Yeah, just keep accumulating, and we'll get to where we need to go. And there goes that one. And blood drain you. Yeah, I'm gonna stick around here because of course I can come right over back to Ul'dah for the level 10 challenge. And there it is. So now that I'm level 10, let's head back to Ul'dah. Yeah, I wonder why all these people are here. Yeah, so once we get over to the Weaver's Guild again, we can go ahead and speak with Martin. It looks like a lot of light shows are going on, as people are clamoring for a chance to speak with the man. So, let's go ahead and do just that by taking on the level 10 Blue Mage challenge entitled Blue Collar Work. Martin has found time between performances to train you in the ways of blue magic. Well, well, if it ain't my gifted Princess Corinne. Before you say anything, let me guess. You're here because you've learned blood drain and you want to hear my next bit of advice on what... I'm right, aren't I? The next step is to... But then, it's him, the great Azuro! Yeah, who goes there? Yeah, he's already got an audience. It's like all my name days have come at once! What do you think you are, Grinwat? Please say it for us one more time! How could I refuse my adoring in public? Yeah, do what you gotta do, Matador. Master of knowledge beyond the comprehension of mere mortals, and wielder of arcane magics as unfathomable as the deepest ocean. Hearken, foul beasts, the indomitable keeper of the blue has come! Yeah, show off your skills. It is I, the great Azuro! He said it! He actually said it! Yeah, he's certainly getting quite the crowd for himself. Yeah, we're just staring at him like, okay. Oh, you are? Never thought you'd see this coming, eh there, Martin? Sorry about that. Just doing my bit to keep the coin rolling in. Where were we? Ah yes, I know a great spot for a bit of training. Meet me at Spawnless Basin. I'll explain everything when we get there. Also, is that thing around his leg an ankle bracelet? Does it beep if he goes too far away? Or is it the leg equivalent of an ankle bracelet, I should say. Anyway, he wants us to go over to the Gate of Thal. Oh, he has? He is going to be right over here. With a whole bunch of his fellow proteges. Yeah. You're all stuck wearing the exact same outfit. I've chosen to stand out from the crowd, however. Yeah. Just like Martin, I seek to stand out from the crowd. Alright, Azuro, what's going on? Glad to see you survived the trek. I hope the Hordens didn't give you any bother. In fact, they're the reason we're here. There are some especially angry ones that will make perfect targets for practicing your blue magic. They're tough, but not too tough. Some folk call them man-eaters, but I think that's an exaggeration. Anyway, why not give Blood Drain a try? It'll draw out some of the enemy's ether to help you cast more spells. And so we want to run over here. Specifically over to this tree. So we'll go ahead and survey the area. And get this man in order to say hello. Yeah, maybe I can put the stun on you. Hey, it works! Yeah, let's soak you a little bit. Yeah, also, my outfit has a special little action to it when you cast a spell, as you may have noticed. Yeah, I have more flair than all of your outfits combined. Well, with the exception of Martin, of course. And who is he speaking with here? Thank you, great Azuro, for getting rid of that pesky hermit. He was a right nasty bastard if I ever saw one. Here's your payments as agreed. So yeah, in other words, I was his lackey. As we're about to have a full explanation on. Yeah, don't think I didn't notice. Oh, I didn't see you there. How goes the training? Yeah, what would we say to him? Training? Working for free is more like it. Or maybe one day I can get paid for doing nothing too. Come on, don't be like that. You had a chance to hone your skills, and that bloke can go about his business without being stung to buggery. If he's willing to part with a few gil for it, who am I to say no? Once we get back to Uldar, I'll divvy up the earnings. I'll see you outside the Celestium. And she's like, whatever. Back to town. You're already at 47? Well, Emily, you're gonna be done grinding Blue Mage experience levels in 1 day. $47. Good lord. So yeah, back to High Traffic Central. And we'll go ahead and speak with Martin to complete the challenge. Oh, there you are. What took you so long? You're showing signs of improvement, but you want a few more tricks up your sleeve before you can step into the arena. Those pit fiends don't mess about. I reckon what you need is mind blasts. Once you've learned that, come and find me and we'll continue your training. And here's your payment for putting the Hornet you put down. And so we'll take 1,710 experience plus 414 gil. This better not be like 10% or something. 50-50, no less. You think I'm being stingy? Listen, miss, I've already subtracted the fees for your training. If I charged any less, I'd become my own throat. I'm sure you are there, Martin, so we'll see you again in 10 more levels. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a good little way to get the first set of the quests done. And I can stand out amongst all these people and in front of this scath and say that we are well on our way to becoming a fully fledged Blue Mage.